Today, I'm going to explain why protecting your rights is the absolute priority during a sexual offense investigation, for example, at a place like the Seoul Namdaemun police station. An investigation is a process to confirm facts, but it's also a process where state authority is at play. If you don't know and exercise your rights properly, the official record can become completely one-sided. That's why protecting your rights must come before any defense strategy. The right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer present, and the right to review and correct your statement are not just formalities. Refusing to answer questions outside the scope of the inquiry, asking for time when you feel pressured, and correcting sentences that were written down incorrectly, these are all your rights. But in a tense situation, it's easy to forget even these basic rights. Later, when you read the record, you might be shocked by what it says. But by then, the process has already moved forward. In sexual offense cases, the key issues are consent, awareness, and the context of the relationship. Simply claiming you're innocent isn't enough. In our consultations, we first structure the case. We organize the timeline, the flow of conversations, and subsequent actions. We then separate what to admit from what to contest. This requires a completely different approach than, say, a theft or insurance fraud case. We also look beyond just the criminal case. We consider if it will lead to civil damages, disciplinary action at work, or even immigration issues. In fact, we've seen cases where the administrative penalties were more burdensome than the criminal outcome. That's why we treat criminal, civil, and administrative matters as one continuous flow and set priorities accordingly. We also maintain that deciding not to take a case can sometimes be the best decision for the client. For civil cases, we've always prioritized the feasibility of enforcement over just getting a favorable judgment. In debt collection, recovery is more important than the verdict. For real estate disputes, we look at the contract structure. For family law, we design solutions that cover post-divorce asset division and child custody. This same analytical approach applies directly to criminal investigations. Why? Because protecting your rights is the foundation for every single procedure that follows. Since I started practicing in 2009 and opened my office in 2014, I've always focused on explaining the structure of a case rather than rushing it. We prepare every case as if it's going to court tomorrow. Saying that protecting rights comes first isn't an emotional plea. It's a fundamental principle of due process. Ultimately, in a sexual offense investigation, protecting your rights is the starting point of your defense strategy. This is the standard we apply across criminal, civil, family, real estate, and administrative law here at Law Office Asin. If you need a consultation, please refer to the description below this video. Your subscription and likes help us provide even more detailed legal advice. Thank you for watching.